Not really like a plan for this video. I kind of have been just like, I'm very stressed for time right now, and it was yesterday also. I have not slept at all really normally in the past like 2 weeks. So if you've noticed, I might miss some things, and this is possibly the dumbest thing I've ever missed. Somehow I read this whole thing, and this second part went through my mind. It went through my mind so fast that when people started mentioning that I didn't read, I was just like, I did though. Like because I did read it. But needless to say, today's about Arlecchino, because Arlecchino is obviously my favorite character. There's some like, oh, maybe Arlecchino isn't, maybe Arlecchino is. Personally, if I was to say, like, if you said pick a favorite character, I probably would go with Arlecchino, because she is just overall the coolest character that I think I have used. And generally she has the fun factor. So what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna have Hydro go ahead. It would be interesting if we could do physical, but we don't have enough like actual physical damage for that, so we're gonna just go ahead and have these guys go ahead do this. All right, so now that adds to that. Cool. We should I don't really know the idea there, like what are they thinking? What's this guy up to? Alright, so let's go ahead and make sure to get our particles, and this should hopefully end up well. Well, actually, we are losing a lot of the sub DPS. I completely let that skip my mind. We're losing the sub DPS of all of these characters, so yeah, not too great. And like, yeah, it's okay, but, you know, not amazing. But again, I doubt that Arlecchino's gonna struggle here. Please, I have 10 seconds. I think I kind of screwed myself over. I messed around with the Hydro too much. Yeah. Alright, well, this isn't too hard, though, because really all you're looking for is just a lot of hits. So what we're going to do instead of running Yelan here, well, actually, I don't know. Who do we get rid of? Do we get rid of Yelan or Furina? I think we're going to get rid of Furina, just because she drains the HP. We're just going to grab Bennett. This should work. This should absolutely work. The reason why that is because realistically, you don't have to do a lot of damage. You just have to do the most damage with Arlecchino, or not with Arlecchino, but with you know, characters like this. You just have to do the most damage. So yeah, we're gonna let this happen. But yeah, we'll just have this happen. Let's go ahead and yeah, all these hits will eventually stack up. Dodge, yep, okay, yep, all these hits will eventually stack up, and now of course that's a Hydro character now. And look at this. Yeah, look at us go. All right, grab the extra particles. Would love a bit more particles. I would love them. Yeah, we got like no Bennett time now. Yeah, but that's still a lot of damage. Yeah, not too bad though. All right, sweet. Okay, hi. Yep, I like to move. All right, there we go. Okay, yep. Yeah, this is really bad. I really don't like this, but we're doing good. We have Bennett, and this guy is constantly applying himself with Hydro now because he's absorbed Hydro, so it's not too bad the Yelan uptime, right? Don't like that though. I do not like that. Okay. That might have hurt us pretty badly though. This is gonna be one where we might have to, if it swirls or if it goes with Pyro as its, you know, effector, might be, you know, yeah, that's just an issue. Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked it like that. That was a mistake on my end. Alrighty, here we go. Again, Yelan will go ahead and just get rid of this guy's shield. I think what I'm going to learn to try and do is just not focus on getting Yelan up at all during this section. Maybe I'll use her E-skills, but to me, it's not really that important, you know. This is more important. We're vaping. We're doing fine. This is great. Yeah, not really much else to do. I mean, we're winning. It's simply put, we do the winning. All right, let's go ahead here, pop the Q. Hi, charge. Yeah, Arlecchino, stand there like an idiot. Yeah, that's what I wanted you to do. Of course, it's always what I want you to do. All right, let's go ahead. I'm popping the Q because I think he's gonna go to the middle now. He's not. Okay, I was really predicting that. Hello? You just gonna let me do this? Yeah, okay. I'm not really concerned about time. Like, if you're concerned about time, you can go ahead and do time. But to me, I'm really just concerned with clearing. And we're at a point where I'm not gonna want to try and mess up. I'm good, you know. I love my Arlecchino. There we go. And she's gonna go ahead here, get 200 bond of life, and goodbye. I had, you know, 30 something seconds to spare. Took us a couple attempts. I don't know if I'm gonna include the bad attempts. I think I might just like, because it's not really like she's failing because she's doing what she's doing. It's more because I'm exhausted and I'm just recording this video a little too. This is not. There's a reason why this video is just only Arlecchino. I wanted to maybe do a couple more characters, but there's no way I have the energy for more. So now here we have Arlecchino. I think the only thing though is with Citlali, I don't have enough energy recharge on her. To be like fully like usable in Stygian, her energy recharge needs to be higher, which means she needs to do something else. You know, I could put her on double scroll, but the issue is 120 elemental mastery is just so good that it's like, it's good. The only issue is that it's 120 elemental mastery for what? That's the main issue. So let's go ahead here. Yeah, you're gonna do that. Hi, nope. Hello, let me hit you. All right, there we go. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I forgot this guy has, like, no health. And, I mean, we could have... Technically... Yeah, this guy has no health. Let me get this guy. Come on. Grab the Q. Of course, Citlali misses. Apply him. Apply. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, okay. This is just bad. I don't know how much I like this. I have no bond of life. Yeah, just... I might prefer an overload team for these bosses, honestly. Just with the way that it's going... Yeah, I don't know. I don't like my Citlali really right here. Like, normally with Mavuika, it's like, typically with Mavuika, it feels like you can kind of get by without the, you know, Citlali. Like, Citlali, it's easier to not mess up her melts with Mavuika. Whereas, like, with Arlecchino here, I'm just going to go until I have it, you know, maxed out. Yeah, brother. All right, we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to even do this really quickly. And now we are going to have a pretty nasty rotation. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. High 3 crit. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Just of course, you know, it just doesn't crit. I love it when, yeah, chat, this is, hold on. I'm coming back. No combo needed. We're going to use Citlali, and I'm not doing any special combos. I don't care if I don't, you know, melt. We're just going to win anyways, because trying to do special combos is just slowing me down. Flat out, it is just slowing me down. There's nothing, oh my. I'll just take the 20% res shred from Citlali and we'll use it like that. Just come on, get out of here. I don't like you. Get out of my face. Dude, can I crit? Arlecchino, can you crit? There might be a reason why. You know, come on, please, just crit. The amount of times I've missed the Bennett E skill in the past 30 seconds. This guy, die, go away. I hate you. Leave. I'm just gonna not even mess with this anymore, bro. The amount of times I just tried to like use the melt reaction, but it was like, no, you can't do that. Like, it actually sat there and was like, no, you're not allowed to do that. Like, what? Huh? Like, it just like, no. Because what happens is whenever I do the melt reaction, it's like, oh, you wanted to crit? Oh, well, you're not allowed to do that. Yeah, get out of here. 700,000 damage. Yeah, just get out of here, buddy. Get out of here. Please, get out of here. Somehow I'm melting properly. Don't ask me how that ever worked. It worked for a good chunk of the combo. I don't know. I don't know why it worked for a good chunk of the combo. Whatever. My crit, look, man. Because in theory, we don't have to deal with the C2 here. Which, you know, the C2 obviously did a lot of work in that last one because it actually crit. And it did 700,000 when it melted, which is really good. One thing you can do with this, which I'm not doing, I know you have to be... I hate... Go get your shield broken, idiot. Just get out of here. Like, there's no reason to fear this character when you have Arlecchino. Like this, if you end up coming into this boss fight and you're like, I'm scared, and you're using Arlecchino, you're playing Arlecchino badly. Just flat out. I'm just telling you, I love when we don't crit and we hit for 159,000 on a melt hit, man. I just, you know, I see it every single time we melt every single time, and they're like, no, you didn't. And then they're like, no, you didn't. It's like, no, you thought you... Citlali, when did I say I wanted to hold your charge attack? I can also feel like my voice is being very, not cooperative. I think my voice might be going away. I don't know. Get out of here. That boss was made for Arlecchino. It's flat out. Yeah. So Arlecchino, I think, is like probably... Obviously, I haven't tested a lot of DPSs. Why? Why? I don't... This better be double crit. Nope, not at all. Why would it? But yeah, this boss was very, very clearly designed for, you know, Arlecchino. Like, this is literally my farming boss right now. With Arlecchino, this is my farming boss, and I just go ahead and I destroy it because I have no fear. What are they doing? What did I just stood there and took their attacks? Where's my health going, huh? Where? Oh, you're slightly draining my HP. Was that it? That was all you're doing? All right. Like, I'm not even dodging their attacks. I'm not. They're just like, oh no, we can't do that. Yeah, this is just get out of here. Get out of here. I don't know why the melt is working so well here. What? This makes no sense. The melt is working so well. What? I'm just doing the normal combo and I'm getting like 3 melts off of that. Why? Why does that happen? I don't know. But I think that just got me a record clear time for this stage. Maybe not. I think we cleared it in 49 seconds the first time I did it. So I think actually it's not. But yeah, this is just super easy, right? Oh yay, would you look at that? Oh yay, would you look at that? Oh yay, would you look at that? Right. All right. Well, that was Arlecchino. She absolutely dumpsters this abyss. Sure, mine's C2, but like, did I play good? There's not really much else for me to say. I think if you have just C1, R0 Arlecchino, right, which is where I compare characters at, you shouldn't have a trouble like beating certain bosses, right? Because all you'd end up doing is being like, all right, gonna go beat this boss, and then you beat that boss with Arlecchino. Like, she seems like she's very easily able to do all the bosses. You know, obviously, I talked about it a little bit, but the last, like, you know, enemy here, she is a character who is, constantly applying you with Bond of Life, or not constantly, but she applies you with 200 Bond of Life, and if you're smart with it, you can have Arlecchino go ahead and get, you know, applied with 200 Bond of Life, and you still have your, like, you know, explosion thing, or you're not an explosion, but your, blood depth directive, I think is what it's called. You still have that thing still attached to her, and then when you start getting, like, halfway through your Bond of Life, you tick it up again, and basically, it extends the amount of damage you're able to do, and it really, like, if you look, like, if Arlecchino was able to keep 200 Bond of Life for every single one of her hits, she might be the best DPS in the game. That's how good that 200 Bond of Life is. When she has it, she's really, really strong. And, you know, if we ever do get a support that constantly applies her with, you know, Bond of Life, there is a chance that this character becomes, well, currently, if you were to look at her, best character in the game. Right? Mavwika, you know, obviously, if we, you know, like, when that happens, I doubt that she would actually end up being the best character in the game. She's probably end up being very good, but I imagine it would end up looking like Ayaka with Miss Coffee, right? So it would be a really good buff for her, but she'd be so far behind the current new, like, best characters that she's only average at that point. But yeah, I think Arlecchino's probably the best DPS for this, so, yeah. And that's not biased at all. I don't know why you would ever think that would be a biased statement, not given, you know, what I said at the beginning. I want that expunged from the record. What I said at the beginning, do not allow that to reach the public. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.